I'd like to call this public hearing to order to discuss comments on the Community Development Block Grant Project. At this time, we'll do a roll call vote. To determine who's in attendance. Supervisor Oberly here. Councilwoman Cunningham.
Here.
Councilman Giuliano.
I'm here.
Councilman Dean Michael.
Here.
Councilman Witten.
Here.
Town Clerk Mackin.
Here.
Okay. At this time, the town clerk will read the public hearing notice.
Please take notice that a public hearing is scheduled for November 10th, 2020 at 6 p.m. via Zoom video conference, consistent with Executive Orders 202.1 and 202.15 as extended, addressing the COVID-19 virus, to discuss the proposed CD block grant project at Friends Park and to allow the public to comment. Zoom codes will be available on the town's website on November 9th, 2020, so the public may join the meeting to express their ideas and comments. The codes can also be retrieved by emailing Town Clerk Carol Mackin, townclerk@townofclinton.com on November 9th, 2020 until 3 on November 10th, 2020. Comments for the public hearing can be submitted in advance of the public hearing by sending an email to townclerk@townofclinton.com. The Community Development Block Grant is a federally funded, county implemented grant. The town board is looking at applying for funds to upgrade Friends Park. 1, to replace the current fencing and backstop at the baseball field. This fence is 25 years old and can no longer be repaired. The baseball field is used by Clinton Youth and 6 other towns. To create ADA, American Disability Act pathways to playground and other facilities and create handicap parking at the entrance to the park.
You done?
I'm done.
Okay. Okay, at this time then, I'll open the floor for comments. This is from the public. And turn the meeting over to Councilwoman Cunningham because this is her project.
Yes, thank you, Ray. Well, Carol has basically outlined what we're trying to do. The grant is for Friends Park. We can get up to $100,000 if it's approved. We have been trying for years to upgrade Friends Park, and this year we're able to do so legally if this grant is approved. We're just looking for any kind of input from anybody else. Carol has expressed the actual things we want to do, including some benches and moving the play area out of the swampy area in the back. Other than that, we're looking for any kind of input from the public that would relate to Friends Park that would be considered for this block grant. That's it.
Okay. At this time, does Glenda want to make any comments?
No.
Okay. Agnes, you want to make any comments at this time? You got to unmute yourself if you're going to talk.
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just checking. Is there anybody else that we missed somehow out in the public? We'll wait about another 5 minutes, see if somebody else pops up. And if not, then we'll close the public hearing.
One thing I might add, even if we get the grant, we have been upgrading some part of the facilities at Friends Park at a local level, and we will continue to do some of the work ourselves. However, most of the things that Carol has outlined really are beyond our ability to finance. So that's just an added piece of information.
we're, just so the public knows, we're just holding the meeting, public hearing open in case anybody else wants to participate in a discussion. We'll hold it open for until 6:09. And at that time, if there aren't no people on Zoom or any messages that came in or anything, we'll close the public hearing and move on to the next public hearing. Paul, did you want some comments? Oops, we lost him.
6:09.
Yeah, I know. I was just wondering what happened to Paul. I guess he wasn't staying.
He popped in and then he left.
I know. Okay. I didn't know. I
He
only
did come in for the second one.
maybe comes in next one. Okay, there being no further comments, I make a motion to close the public hearing. Is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Roll call. Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten.
Aye.
Motion carried. Meeting is closed. Now we adjourn the meeting. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Roll call. Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten.
Aye.
Motion carried. Public hearing on community development block grant is now closed. The next one starts at shortly. Quarter after, right? So we got about 5 minutes till the next one starts. But just so the public knows what's happening, we are waiting till 6:15 for the start of the next public hearing. So until we get it 6:15, we're just going to be in a quiet mode waiting. Okay, it's 6:15. We'll start the next public hearing. I'd like to open the public hearing on the proposed local law number 2 of 2020 on the short-term rental law. And it will start now. Attendance roll call. Oberly, Supervisor Oberly here. Councilwoman Cunningham,
Here.
Councilman Giuliano,
Here.
Councilman Dean Michael,
Here.
Councilman Witten,
Here.
Town Clerk Mackin.
Here,
Okay, we have a quorum. Town Clerk will now read the public notice for this public hearing.
please take notice that the town of Clinton will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, November 10th, 2020 via Zoom video conference, consistent with Executive Orders 202.1 and 202.15 as extended, addressing the COVID-19 virus at 6:15 p.m. prevailing time or as soon thereafter as the matter is reached on the agenda concerning proposed local law number 2 of 2020 entitled Short-Term Rentals pursuant to Article 16 of the New York Town Law. Please take further notice that due to public health concerns, in-person attendance will not be permitted. However, the public will be fully able to observe and participate in the public hearing via computer, smartphone, tablet, or other electronic device. The public is invited to attend the public hearing held via Zoom video conference and comment on the proposed local law. Members of the public who wish to comment at the public hearing will be able to do so by joining the meeting via Zoom, electronically, or by telephone. The passcodes will be published by noon on November 9th, 2020, which will enable the public to participate in the meeting. The codes can also be retrieved by emailing Town Clerk Carol Mackin at townclerk@townofclinton.com. Comments for public hearing can also be submitted in advance of the public hearing by sending an email to the town clerk at townclerk@townofclinton.com. The local law will take effect immediately upon filing with the Secretary of State. Complete copies of the proposed local law are available at the town clerk's office for inspection or the town's website, townofclinton.com. All interested persons and citizens shall have the opportunity to be heard on said proposal at the date, time, and place aforesaid by order of the board.
Okay.
I'm done, Ray. Yeah.
Okay, I'll open up the floor for comments and turn the meeting over to Councilman Whitten.
All right, Agnes or Paul, you're the only ones here, so if either of you have anything to say, please feel free. Who else? Just a minute. Hey, is that you,
Hey.
Paul?
Give me a minute. I gotta compose my thoughts.
Sure. Arlene, we just opened the public hearing if you had anything to say too.
In the dead time here, Michael, you might want to just give a little overview of what this is about in case somebody's just popping in and didn't know.
Yeah, we've been doing this. We started this process, I don't know, 10 months, 11 months ago, to where we introduced legislation, well, I introduced, for short-term rentals in town, things like Airbnb, VRBO. It's a pretty comprehensive law. We split it up between hosted short-term rentals and non-hosted. Hosted being the owner of the property lives there, and non-hosted where they do not live on the property or an adjacent property. And it lays out the steps you need to take to get a permit. It would be a 1-year permit for each one, renewable every year. And it gives us, it gives the town at least some control because we've had many neighbors coming and complaining about some short-term rentals in town. And I think we've struck a good balance between owners of short-term rentals and people who don't have them. People who are, there were some people who wanted them banned completely, others that wanted no rules at all on them. So I think we found a good balance between it. But it's been a long process because of the COVID virus. We were that close to passing it when COVID hit. So now we're just picking it back up again.
So this is Paul Thomas. I
Please.
really don't, I have very, very little. It's Paul Thomas, 63 Willow Lane. I'm glad, I just wanted to say I'm glad that this has come back. This is now being considered after the understandable delay. And I think I would commend everyone who's worked on it. I think there's been a tremendous amount of consideration given to all the issues. And my view on this is it should go forward. I think it's a good law. I think we need it in the town. And, again, I'm very grateful to everyone who's put the time in for putting this together. So I hope that you'll consider passing it as soon as possible. So thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
How will you know if people, how do you enforce this?
Well, that's an issue with a lot of zoning laws here in Clinton, but we can decide if we want to use the services. There are some companies out there that will basically scan these websites for us and let us know when we have people operating short-term rentals in town, and we could use those services. We do know that there's approximately 90 to 100 operating in town already, because Dutchess County has used those services. But it is, it's in the law that within 6 months, people have to initiate at least the process to get their certification or their permit. And then after that, it could be the zoning administrator either checking the websites himself to see if there are people operating in the tech, because like on Airbnb, you can just type in, a zip code and see all of the ones available in that area. And so he would be able to tell if there were people who didn't have a permit or not at certain addresses. So it would be up to our zoning administrator to do that as well. And we also rely on people, doing the right thing.
So the zoning administrator is an enforcement role.
Yes.
I just make another comment. We also have residents sending in complaints to tell the zoning enforcement so that, you may be out in the boondocks and you didn't get there and all of a sudden the neighbors are all complaining. So there's another way of getting that message to the zoning enforcement officer.
I will say with 90 to 100 that we have in town, we've only really had complaints, I believe, on 3 different properties maybe over the past year. So it's not a giant concern, but it is a concern for those that live around it when somebody uses the house as like a party house or something.
And how will people say who own properties but they don't live in the town of Clinton? How will they be made aware of this new law?
That's actually a good question. I mean, I think it's, it's kind of on people that are operating these things to know what the rules and regulations are in their own community instead of just starting to do it. It's on the residents to make sure that they're staying within the laws of the community. But we do have enforcement. I mean, I think if the zoning administrator contacted somebody, we're not immediately going to jump to a fine. We're going to say, hey, you need to start the process to get your permit, so, and then they can do that. I don't think we're looking to punish people. We're looking to just make sure neighbors are being kind to neighbors and operating these things in a way that respects everybody.
I think we'll wait another 3 minutes in case somebody else pops up. And then we'll close this and run off into the regular town board meeting.
Can I ask something?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Hi, Arlene Campbell. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I have a question. Procedural process. So it's like a special permit, right? So does it mean they have to go to the procedure like the special permitting? Like we need to do a public hearing and all that stuff? For the hosted one, I mean, non-hosted.
I'm looking right now to make sure what the wording is.
Because I didn't see the procedural process on the,
Well, it says they must apply for and obtain a special permit pursuant to 250-97.
yes, so that means
So that would be yes.
you gotta do the public hearing for the hosted one and all that stuff.
For the non-hosted, yes.
Yes, I'm sorry, non-hosted. Also, the special permit is good for 2 years. This one, it says for 1 year. So does it mean every year they have to go before the planning board?
No, I believe I just want to make sure before I answer anything that I'm looking at it and I say it correctly. There is a renewal process. Give me 1 minute. I'm still flipping through it.
It says it's got to be reviewed by the zoning officer.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm just trying to find the words where it is that they put in a renewal application after a year, and the zoning administrator decides whether any
Changes.
significant changes have
Changes.
happened,
Yeah.
and if not, then they are approved.
So you mean to tell me, so if there are no changes, they don't have to go before the planning board? They could just, the CEO could just sign off and just give a special
Yes.
permit?
Yes.
They already would have went through the process. So the big thing is on that, it just make sure, you know, the zoning enforcement officer would be able to check to make sure there's no complaints on the property, that everything is up to code as it needs to be. And then once that is, it's for the process to be fairly simple.
Thanks, Chris.
So it's basically, they don't have to go before the planning board for every year for as
That's
long
correct.
as there's no
Exactly.
changes. Oh, that's good. But they have to pay the renewal fee,
Yes.
That's correct.
which is the same fee, 275? Or
No,
we don't know yet?
it's for the non-hosted, the special permit renewal is $200 in our fee schedule.
For the non-hosted, I thought we're gonna follow the 275 like the special permit.
It is $275 for a special permit, and then in our fee schedule, the renewal of a special permit is $200.
200, okay, gotcha.
And we're going to talk about the fees at the regular meeting when we discuss the law.
So do we consider this as a type 1 action or type 2? When we're doing the environmental review?
I don't know that answer. I'd rather, I'd need more education on that. So what would the difference be that we would?
Well,
need
the
to know?
type 1 action when we're doing the environmental review is normally those type of, like, it will need a rigorous review, 30 days review. We have to circulate it to the agencies, like the depending who are they, could be the Dutchess County Planning, the Department of Health, the highway, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
Those are the.
I
type-
don't think that's the kind of review we'd need.
You're trying to say for each year, Arlene, or to
Oh,
start?
no, on the initial review. For the when they go before the planning board. The planning board normally will declare lead agency. They will,
Yeah.
whether it's a type 1, type 2 action, public hearing, 30 days review. We have to wait 30 days to get the comments from the agencies that we chose to be.
And a type 2 would not require a 30-day?
No. Mm-mm.
You know,
I mean-
the whole purpose, I think, would be to give the discretion of the both the planning board and the CEO is the one that looks at these, right? So it would give them the discretion to determine whether there's that much of a significant change to the use of the property. And if there's an impact to, let's say, you know, the sewer or the water or, you know, something like that, then maybe it may raise to a higher level. But I think a type 2 is more than significant or more than likely to the process on probably the majority of all of them.
Thank you, Dean.
Sure.
Okay, it's Paul. Can I just ask, just assuming everything is, you know, goes according to plan, is there any kind of timetable for when this would go into effect? Is question one, and also is the town going to use that service that we'd heard about that flags, you know, properties that are for rent, and, you know, tells the town that, you know, somebody's renting out property and they haven't gotten their, you know, that, and we compare it with the list of permits that we have and we're able to tell who's not in compliance? Is
Yeah,
that something
because-
we'll be using?
Yeah, well, we're giving everybody a 6-month delay to implement. And so I guess at 6 months, if we only have like a handful, then maybe we'd have to step it up and maybe hire a service. But, you know, let's see what happens, you know, between now and 6 months to see if there's, you know, a non-compliance issue, and then we may have to go to that level.
Okay.
That would be my thought. How about you, Michael?
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I also have asked questions with Dutchess County because Dutchess County does use that service.
Yeah,
And
they need to
so-
collect the sales tax, so they would know better than us, and hopefully they'll
Yeah.
provide us with the information.
And exactly, and they're getting the occupancy tax from it. So I've posed the question, could you be sharing this information with the towns? And they told me that they're exploring that option. They haven't figured it out yet, but so either we'll get our own if we need to, or hopefully that information would be shared by Dutchess County.
The only other point to one of the points made earlier, I assume there's going to be some kind of notice put on the website, or if this is passed and it goes into effect, that there'll be, you know, some kind of notice that's plainly visible that people are aware of it or should be aware of it or whatever.
Yeah, I think it would also be wise of me or another town board member to just make an announcement at the beginning of town board meetings for the next 6 months that this deadline's coming up, that 6 months
Okay.
is coming up.
Right.
You know,
Good idea.
Do you have a Facebook page for the town of Clinton?
No,
No, I have my own that I use, that I put things on when town board stuff happens that I think is important.
You know, we can easily post it to the Clinton community page.
Yeah.
We can, you know, maybe have Carol send out an email.
Yep.
So there's some of those resources.
Yeah, we use the town email.
Marlene, did you have a question? I saw a hand, or were you pushing something away?
Yeah, no. I was just got confused with page number 7 about where it says type 1 with a hosted. That's a different type 1. I'm sorry. I was thinking about the action. Forget it.
Everybody done? Have any more?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Did we set the violation fee for this?
No, we're going to be talking about the fee schedule tonight at the regular meeting for this.
Yeah, because I think we should implement a higher fee, given the fact that the property owner is going to make income for this.
All done?
I think so.
Any more? Going once? Going twice?
Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Michael, you can close the public hearing.
Sorry, I'll have to find that motion.
Second page.
Yeah. There being no further comments, I make a motion to close the public hearing.
Giuliano second.
Do you want to run the roll call, Ray, or me?
I'll run. Cunningham,
Aye.
You're muted, Ray.
Ray, you're muted.
see it now.
Oh, there you go. You got it.
Wasn't intended to be muted. Okay, we'll start over. Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Whitman,
Aye.
motion.
You muted yourself again, Ray.
I think you're hitting the space bar, Ray. Be careful. Ray.
Yeah.
There you go.
I took it off. Okay, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Is there a second?
Dean Michael second.
Roll call. Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Whitten,
Aye.
motion carried. This public hearing is over, and we will start up in the regular town board meeting.
All right. Anyone who, well, there's only Arlene that's still on. It looks like on here. Just to make sure anyone who's on watching, just make sure they mute for no further comments at that point.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay, Ready to start the next one? Okay, I call a meeting to order for the regular town board meeting on November 10th, 2020. This is an online Zoom meeting, just for general information. We'll do roll call for a quorum count. Supervisor Oberly here. Councilwoman Cunningham,
Hi, here, I'm sorry, here.
Councilman Giuliano,
Here.
Councilman Dean Michael,
Here.
Councilman Witten,
Here.
Town Clerk Mackin.
Here.
We do have a quorum, so we can conduct the business. Next one is approval of minutes. I make a motion to approve the minutes of the October 13th, 2020 public hearing tax cap override. Is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Roll call, Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
motion carried. Next set of minutes is, I make a motion to approve the minutes of the October 13th, 2020 regular town board meeting. Is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Okay, roll call vote, Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
motion carried. Now we're going to supervisors' comments. Okay, I encourage the residents to sign up for the town's free MailChimp email service to notify residents quickly of important activities or issues they wish to participate in. A recent emailing was to notify residents of road closures due to trees and wires blocking town roads. To get on this MailChimp service, just go to the town's webpage, www.townofclinton.com. Click on subscribe in the upper right-hand corner of the home page and follow the simple instructions to get on the email list. Community Power has developed a simpler process to become a member and receive up to a 10% reduction in your electric bill. The town will get a $50 donation for every person joining Community Power. More details will be on the town webpage, www.townofclinton.com. The Veterans Holiday tomorrow, November 11th, has the offices closed, town offices closed, court offices, and highway department are closed. The Thanksgiving holiday are closed on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, November 26th through 28th, with the town offices, court offices, and highway department being closed. The recycling center will be open as usual at 8 a.m. to noon on Saturday, November 28th. The tax collector will be moving her office in December from the town hall to the schoolhouse. More details will be provided at the December town board meeting and then on the town webpage. The town is working on an agreement with Transco on repair of damaged town roads when their equipment need to cross the roads. This is in the reconstruction and replacement of the transmission line. Currently, they are starting construction at the northern end of the transmission line. Transco will have an online presentation on Thursday, December 3rd, giving the details of the project and the schedule. More details on the presentation will be sent out by MailChimp and be placed on the town's webpage closer to the presentation. Now we'll go to old business. And the old business one is, okay. It was listed as adopt the 2021 town budget. I recently received several cost reducing items which will allow the town to stay under the tax cap. To allow time to incorporate these changes requires we have a special meeting on November 17th to approve the 2021 budget. So that's why we're not doing it there. Now I make a motion to hold a special town board meeting via Zoom for the purpose of adopting the 2021 budget on Tuesday, November 17th, 2020 at 6:30 p.m. Is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call. Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
motion carried. Next one is approved community development block grant project. Nancy?
Yes, we just had a public hearing on that for those of you who were not involved in that or that really haven't seen anything on this. We did have stuff on the website. We are fortunate enough to apply for a grant, a federal grant, which is administered at the county we actually proposed updating and fixing Friends Park up, which is sorely needed over the years. If you want more information, you can go to the town web. So with very little comments that were made, no comments actually at the public hearing, I would like to make a motion that the town board approve the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approve resolution number of 2020, resolution authorizing the submission of the fiscal year of 2020 Dutchess County Community Block Grant Program application for handicap access upgrades to Friends Park.
Is there a
Giuliano second.
Okay. Any more discussion?
I just want to say with Nancy there, it was 2020 to 2021, not 2020 to 2020.
Oh, did I say 22?
Yeah, I just wanted to read just so everyone got that on record.
2021, 2020, and 21. Hello.
Okay, roll call vote. Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
motion carried. Now we go to,
Ray, can I just ask you a quick question? Back to the cost savings that you have to the budget. How much of a savings?
I don't know, probably about 5,000. I'm guessing.
And what are we going to do? Just
Well, I'm gonna have to fold it in.
go back to tax or add it back into the,
We're gonna be under the tax cap, whatever.
I know that, but are you going to add that 5,000 back into the unfunded balance?
I don't know, I gotta see. I do have a little extra expense on another individual. That's probably $500 or $600. I gotta do that calculation. So some of that will be siphoned off to cover that new expense.
Mm-hmm. Well, my suggestion would be to add the back into the fund balance.
Well, we'll see what happens. I can look and see, but the object is it will be under the tax cap, as we all agreed we wanted to do.
Yep.
Okay, STR law.
All right. Well, we just had the public hearing. We all had our discussion. So I'll make the resolution first and then we can discuss or make the motion first. I make a motion to approve the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approves resolution number of 2020, adopting local law number 2 of 2020 entitled short-term rentals, a copy of which is attached hereto and made a part of this resolution, and directs the town clerk to give due notice of its adoption to the Secretary of State of New York. Is there a second?
Second?
Giuliano second.
Okay, open for discussion.
I would like to discuss something that is related to this, which is the fees, so that we will be able to set those at next month's meeting. As we were saying, in the existing fee schedule, a special permit is $275 and a renewal is $200, and that would be for the non-hosted short-term rentals, but we have no fees for hosted short-term rentals. And so my thought was, if you wanted to put up get a permit for a sign in town, it's $125. And I thought that was about a reasonable amount of money for that. So I thought maybe $125 for a hosted and maybe $75 for the renewal, but I'm open to everybody's suggestions so that we can have that in a resolution for next month.
So you're talking, this is basically for a hosted.
Yeah, where they just get a certificate. It's not a special permit.
So 125 and then 75 renewal. Well, I definitely think the non-hosted is low. I think that's a whole nother ballgame, but we want to encourage people to be on site. I think that's the big thing, that the way I'm seeing it is, if someone's on site with it, we have a better chance of having compliance and making, protecting, our other neighbors with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. What does
Have you
everyone
looked-
else think?
Have you contacted our adjoining townships to see what their fee structure is for this kind of thing?
I can certainly, I can certainly look. I mean,
Approximately cheap, or are we overpriced? I have no idea what they charge, so
all right. Yeah, I'll look a little more into that, and I'll send an email around this week, because I'd rather get it like settled, even if we do it over email before we get to next month's meeting.
Mhm.
And Arlene did bring up fines. It's not something that we really discussed, but
Good point, though.
previously, but it was a good point. So I would encourage everybody to think on it over the next week, and maybe over email we can sort out some numbers so that next month we can get this passed. Because the law, if it goes the way I think it's going to go in a few minutes, then we'll need these fees set.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that you're using other parts of the law and drawing a common, denominator. And I would do the same thing with the fines is, what is the fine for someone not, going through the special permit and that kind of thing. So I would probably go along with the same, fine as what the special permit fines are for not having one.
Yeah. All right.
So we may need to raise them all, but I'm just saying that I'd rather keep it consistent
Keep
throughout
it all.
the code.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. And yeah, I mean, I will look at other towns. I would imagine that the fee and fine schedule in Rhinebeck, they have a different kind of group of people, and they are one of the most recent ones to pass a law. So I'll have to see which ones over COVID, if any more, have passed laws on this, because not many had their laws set yet. But I'll look around and see what we can find.
okay, ready for a vote then?
Yes.
Discussion done, okay, roll call vote, Oberly, aye, Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten.
Aye. Thank
Motion
you, everybody.
carried. Okay.
Good job, Michael.
now
Thank you
Yeah,
so much,
very
Dean.
good job.
Thanks, guys.
we're doing ag events law.
So in February, there was our last meeting on the events law. Shane had updated based on the couple of comments, and then we haven't done anything with it. So I figured since we were Michael was introducing the short-term rental, that we should probably do the same with the farm law, because obviously the farms are still operating and we need to have a law. Basically, I guess what I want to do is put it on the agenda for next month, so we can have public discussion and hopefully pass it. So I make a motion, be it resolved, that the town board approve resolution of 2020, a resolution reintroducing local law number of 2020 entitled Agricultural Event Law, and further that the town board sets a public hearing to be held via Zoom video conference on December 8th, 2020 at 6 p.m.
Giuliano, second.
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay, we're gonna do roll call vote, Oberly, aye, Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael.
Aye.
Witten.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now, this document will be on the webpage, right, Carol? So that
It's,
people-
yeah, it's already there.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I just want to remind people.
Yes. We'll rearrange the website to put it up front.
Okay.
Yep.
The next one is a long-going project that we've been doing, the CSEA union contract for the highway workers. There's two definitions that weren't really clear in the contract. So I was doing two separate resolutions, and then we approved the contract just to define it.
So Ray, I know you and Shane had talked, and I had talked to Shane as well. My understanding was that we would just, on the reorg meeting in January, approve or designate who that person would be.
then it's gotta be done every year. This puts it in place for all time until.
So you're doing it once and putting it in place rather than designating it every year.
And then you gotta remember to do it and all that kind of stuff.
Okay,
That was my intent.
okay.
Okay, I make a motion that the town board approves the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approves designating the highway superintendent as the drug/alcohol program manager, called DAPM, as referenced in section 3, testing procedures, tests for alcohol in appendix C of the CSEA union contract for January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2023. Is there a second?
Dean Michael second.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote. Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Winton,
Aye.
all motion carried. The next one is another simple and like that kind of thing. I make a motion that the town board approves the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approves designating the highway superintendent as the designated supervisor as referenced in section 5, reasonable suspicion / cause testing in appendix C of the CSEA union contract for January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2023. Is there a second?
Dean Michael second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Oh, I gotta do a roll call on this thing. Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
and Dean Michael.
Aye.
My thumb was in the wrong place. Okay, now we do the actual contract. I make a motion to approve the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approve the agreement by and between the CSEA and the town of Clinton from January 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2022, and authorizes and empowers and directs the supervisor to sign said contract on behalf of the town. Is there a second?
Dean Michael second.
Further discussion? Okay, just as a comment, who is actually gonna make the final comment? Is that gonna be Doug, or is that gonna be someone in Michael or Dean, or what? Do we know offhand? I'm just curious.
Thought we had it.
No, we got a red line is the latest version I have.
Oh, well, I thought Carol, did I send you? No, that was the other thing. Sorry. Not a problem. I'll
I
have
just
Doug,
don't know where to look for it. Right?
Doug has it, so I'll have Doug send it.
Okay, no problem. Okay, because I gotta sign it, and that's why I gotta find out where it is.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, roll call. Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Now, the next ones are a bunch of contracts for medical plans that we have to endorse or agree to for next year. The first one is CSEA dental and vision contracts. These are available to the highway employees and other people in town which get benefits. I make a motion to approve the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approve the renewal agreement dated November 10th, 2020 between the town of Clinton and the CSEA employee benefit fund for the Horizon dental plan effective January 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2022 at the rates named and authorizes and empowers and instructs the supervisor to sign the contract. Is there a second?
Dean Michael second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote. Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next one. I make a motion to approve the resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approve the renewal agreement dated November 10th, 2020 between the town of Clinton and the CSEA Employee Benefit Fund for the Gold 12 Vision Plan effective January 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2022 at the rates named and authorized, empowers and instructs the supervisor to sign the contract. Is there a second?
Giuliano second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call. Overly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael.
Aye.
Witten.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Next one is the medical plan. That's the MVP plan. I make a motion to approve the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approve the renewal agreement between the town of Clinton and MVP for the year 2021 at the rates listed on the summary sheet attached, dated November 3, 2020. Is there a second?
Dean Michael second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call. Overly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
and Witten.
Aye.
Motion carried. The next one is essentially the appointment, which we do every year as me as the delegate to the Association of Towns meeting, except it's not being held as a meeting, it's being held as an online Zoom thing. So I just sit in my office and participate in this thing. I make a motion to approve the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board designates Supervisor Raymond Overly to attend the annual business session of the Association of Towns and name him as the voting delegate to cast votes on behalf of the town of Clinton at the annual meeting. Is there a second?
Dean Michael second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call. Overly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten.
Aye.
Motion carried. The next one is a interesting one. We do it every year for the Boy Scouts. It's essentially giving them permission to have a resale at the recycling center. I make a motion to approve the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approve that the Boy Scout Troop of America Troop 228 hold their annual holiday resales fundraisers at the Clinton Transfer Station on Saturday, November 28th and Saturday, December 5th, 2020 from 7:30 a.m. until noon. The certificate of insurance has been received. Is there a second?
Dean Michael second.
Discussion? Roll call vote. Overly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, the next one we have is discuss conference center local law. Michael?
So when we created the ag law, basically we stripped certain things out of the conference center law because places like the Duchess is currently operating under the conference center law, and they are going to be moving, that's their intent, to be moving to the ag markets law. And so what Shane did was he modified the conference center law to basically go in congruency with the ag law, and so there's some changes from what the conference center law used to be. So I'm opening it up for discussion. Obviously, it hasn't had time to have everybody comment, so that's not on as far as public comment, but it's just for you to basically start looking at it so that we can make those changes.
So basically, we'll have a discussion at the December town board meeting on this topic.
Right.
Okay, next one is highway bids.
All right, this one's just to do a motion for approve to getting some sealed bids out for highway materials. So I make a motion to approve the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approves the following resolution. The town board authorizes the town clerk to advertise for sealed bids for highway materials. The sealed bids are due by 10 a.m. on Tuesday, December 1st, 2020. Opened at 10:15 a.m. on the date and awarded at the regular town board meeting on Tuesday, December 8th, 2020 to the lowest responsible bidders.
Okay, is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Any further discussion? We do this annually, just so people know it's not a unique thing. Okay, roll call, Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
motion carried. Now we go into resignations, appointments. Nancy?
Okay, we are poised to hire an individual in the, actually, we hired the individual in the highway department, and we wanted to recreate a position per the CSEA contract. Call it MEO, which is motor equipment operator. Okay, so we have applied for that position to be given back to the town. And so I'd like to make a resolution to make that official. So I'd like the town board to approve the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approve reestablishing the highway position of MEO effective November 9th, 2020.
Is there a second?
Dean Michael,
Giuliano,
second.
second.
Any further discussion? Roll call vote. Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
motion carried. Next one.
Now, as a follow-on to that, we are hiring the individual for that position. And this is sort of a two-part kind of resolution that I'll make. So I asked the town board to approve appointing Jamie Sosinski, not the easy name to pronounce, as an MEO effective November 9th, 2020, with a rate of pay per the CSE contract at $1 less than $20.15 per hour for 2020, and $1 less than $20.65 per hour for 2021 for a period of 6 months or 1,000 hours and full medical and dental coverage with employee contribution of 15%.
Is there a second?
Dean Michael,
Giuliano,
second.
second.
Okay, any further discussion? Just one minor thing. It's medical, dental, and vision. Generally, they get all three,
Okay.
unless he didn't want the other one. I don't know. I haven't talked to him, but I'm just saying, normally it's all three they get.
Okay.
Okay, any further discussion? Roll call vote. Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
motion carried. All,
I'd like to say one thing. I'd like to thank Carol for helping me work this motion. It was very confusing because of the contract and the change in years. So thank you, Carol.
You're welcome.
okay. Approval of warrant.
So the warrant, Carol, you said there was a change. Is it the one that was left on the counter?
Yes, that's the right one.
Okay. So be it resolved, the town board approves the November 10th, 2020 general fund warrant vouchers number 491 through 533, totaling $49,674.43. And the November 10th, 2020 highway fund warrant vouchers number 232 through 254, totaling $69,166.08. Is there a second?
Giuliano, second.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call vote. Oberly, aye. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
motion carried. Motion to move funds. This is to just balance the various accounting codes. I make a motion that the town board approves the following resolution. Be it resolved that the town board approves the resolution number of 2020, a motion to move funds at the November 10th, 2020 town board meeting. Is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call vote. Oberly, I, Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
motion carried. Next one is supervisor's report, which is the financial balance sheet after all the actions occurred in last month. I make a motion that the town board approves the October 2020 supervisor's report. Is there a second?
Dean Michael, second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call vote. Oberly, I. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
motion carried. Any other business before the town?
You mentioned as far as Veterans Day, but I thought if someone is interested, there's a couple of activities that are going on that the county is putting on. And at 9 o'clock, they're leaving the War Memorial in Poughkeepsie on Main Street there. They're going out on 55 up 82. And on their way back, they're coming down past Clinton, even though it's on the town of Washington side there. So if people are interested in and want to line up, I'm sure they would be more than happy to or glad to see you waving your flags and cheering on the veterans. So that's one. And then after 11 o'clock, they're going back, or at 11 o'clock, they're going back to the War Memorial, laying the wreath, and then they're doing a larger circle of the whole county. So that's going south down to Beacon, then up to Pauling and all the way up to the northern part of the county, and then back down around, which they'll be going down through Hyde Park at that point. So that'll probably be more like 3 o'clock or so. So if you can participate in one of those two, I would suggest it.
Yeah, thank you. Any more business? Okay, I make a motion that the town board adjourns the meeting. Is there a second?
D. Michael, second.
Okay, roll call vote. Oberly, I. Cunningham,
Aye.
Giuliano,
Aye.
Dean Michael,
Aye.
Witten,
Aye.
motion carried. The meeting is adjourned.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you, everybody. Have a great
Everyone
night.
have a
Good
good
meeting,
night.
everybody.
Thank
See you
Bye.
guys soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.